welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. Well, the other day I was watching a couple of news commentators discussing a very important issue. They were going back and forth on the issue. And something really important dawned on me as I was watching these men discuss this issue. I suddenly realised that we've actually become far less nuanced than we have ever been before, far less rational in a discussion of major important issues. In fact, not only that, but we have become far more rigid and dogmatic than we've ever seen, I think, in our society before. We are far less tolerant now than we've ever been of people who dissent and disagree with certain viewpoints that are put forward out in society. And that's making us less nuanced. And the reason I think this is happening is because there's all these false dichotomies that float around now on major issues. You're either on this camp or that camp. There's no middle ground anymore, so it's one or the other. You're effectively expected to pick one or the other, and if you don't agree totally here, then that must make you here. And if you don't agree totally here, then that must make you over here. Well, in actual fact, that's not how reality works. It's not how the real world works. That's not how truth works. People's opinions often will be varying along the spectrum. People will embrace some of this and maybe some of this, or all of this and none of this, or all of this and none of this. Or maybe they have some ideas from over here that they think are good, other ideas that are fundamental to this group that they also embrace. The problem is, though, that by separating off everyone into the pure and the impure, the clean and the unclean, and then mounting these sort of public inquisitions through the media or on social media and other sort of public square venues, we're actually destroying, not only are we destroying good, healthy, robust dialogue, which is the thing we need to get closer to the truth, but we're also actually destroying community in the process because we're not connecting beyond a very superficial kind of way, or when people are connecting with other people, it's only because they're not really being honest about their true views. They're so scared that they're trying to toe the party line in order to avoid conflict that we've got this sort of dishonest community forming where people are not really connecting deeply. We are connecting over... There's not really much connection going on when you are basically keeping a whole lot of your views shut down and hidden away because of some fear that you have of how they will be viewed and received. And if you don't doubt this is real, it really is a real thing that's happening to a lot of people. A lot of people just shut their mouths and go through the system or through various institutions without speaking their mind because they're afraid of what the results will be if they do. It's really quite astounding. And as I said, we have these public inquisitions now, these public shamings of people. Our knee-jerk reaction is not to actually listen and to engage and to hear a person out when they share a differing view. Our knee-jerk reaction now is to call them a name. You're some sort of phobe, or we claim that they're privileged. So a media commentator might disagree with you on, say, the issue of Maori representation on local government and on central government. I personally believe that Maori representation is a really important thing and it needs to be happening at local and national government level. However, there are other people who take a libertarian approach who believe that democracy should be purely open and free and that you should never set aside special seats for anybody, that it should be just an open contest. Now, that's not racist, but it's amazing how often I hear people accusing people who hold that view of being racist. It's not racism that motivates them. They feel the same way about everyone, including their own nationality, whatever that happens to be. They just believe that democracy should be open and untainted in that regard. They are libertarian in their approach. That's not racism. They're not sitting there saying, well, Maori people shouldn't have seats because I hate Maoris and they should only ever be ruled by the white man because the white man knows what's best for the Maori. That would be racist. But that's not the position that they hold. But the problem is we're never hearing their position. We're never engaging with them properly because we're too busy calling them names, or we're stuck in this ridiculous, outdated mindset of the false dichotomy, where we're thinking, okay, if they don't agree with me, they must be in the bad camp. If they're not ritualistically pure in all ways, they must be totally ritualistically unclean. And it's really bad for society. We're not doing ourselves any favours by shutting down free and open dialogue. And that's why on this channel, you won't get me shutting down free and open dialogue. It's really important for us. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.